For those of you who need context in the chat, maybe you're new here. I see a lot of new faces in the chat. Concord is a video game that is being released by PlayStation Studios. And what was the name of the actual studio developing? Is it Firewalk?
Fire Team Chat or some goofy ass shit.
Yeah, I think it's Firewalk. Firewalk Studios is developing this game. So a few days ago, it did a closed beta, and the closed beta was available to people who pre-ordered the game. And anybody who pre-ordered the game would get, I believe, 4 keys that they can give to other people to play the game without having to pre-order it. So for every one person who pre-ordered it, you had 4 keys, so 5 people total. During closed beta, the highest number that it reached on Steam was 1,100 something. It was slightly below 1,200, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of the shills out there on Twitter and in my comment section, especially on YouTube, they were trying to say, well, that's the closed beta. Just wait till open beta and then you're going to see. You're going to see. And so now open beta is here. Anybody and their mother can play the game. And now the player base, I think, capped out at 2,400 or so. So
I got to call you out. I got to call you out for lying there.
What did
there was literally nobody saying that. Because this was
comments. What are you talking about? I literally posted comments from my YouTube section of people saying that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even kidding. I put it in our chat. You don't pay attention. That's the problem.
I thought you were making it up because
I'm not lying. I don't need to lie. So there are some people out there that were and still are. You know, this is why I have this article pulled up. There's people out there trying to deflect the bad numbers. You know, this particular article from Push Square. The guy tries to essentially say the same thing they always say when stuff like this happens, which is, oh, the Steam numbers don't matter. You know, PlayStation, it's going to do well on console. You know, it's a PlayStation game first. And they try to downplay the failure on Steam. But just like Suicide Squad Killer Justice League, we've noticed that, you know, Steam is a pretty good indicator of the hype, at least, behind the game. So overall, the game's, you know, for all intents and purposes, if you're giving away the game for free, and then you guys can chime in after this, you're giving away the game for free right now through open beta, and the most you can get at any concurrent time is about 2,400 players. Damn. There's just no way you're going to be successful with this game because you have a $40 price tag when the game actually releases. Right now, the game is free, and only 2,400 people want to check it out at any given time. When you start charging people for $40, yeah, I'm gonna say that this game is probably gonna have less than 1,500 at launch, if it even hits that high. I gotta imagine.
Less than 1,000, I'd say.
So you guys can chime in and give your opinions on
and
this.
This game's entirely a PvP shooter, so you need other people to play with in order to play too. So that's rough.
And that's the ultimate point.
Here's some numbers that people need to realize, though, because people, I'm really getting fucking sick and tired of this whole the Steam numbers don't matter argument. I've actually broken down the numbers. Steam has roughly 132 or 138 million active users, like actively 138 million. PlayStation has between PS2 or PS4 and PS5 has 120. That's between the two. So you can like split that in half, maybe 60%. In all reality, you've got almost double the amount of people on Steam as you do PlayStation. We'll be conservative and say that you've got 25 to 30% more on Steam than you do PlayStation. So no, the Steam numbers matter because if they're shitty on Steam, they'll be even worse on PlayStation because there are fucking less PlayStation players. It's numbers. Yes, Steam numbers are brilliant to go off of because you're actually giving the highest possible answer as opposed to the lowest.
As I was saying before, I was ran over by white privilege.
Sorry,
as usual.
Ever the victim.
Damn.
I think what JDA said a minute ago is the ultimate point. You need people to play this game, and I want people to understand that you're paying $40 for a game that people aren't playing for free. So why the fuck would you play? Why would you pay $40 for this? I don't understand.
And the entire game involves on other people playing it.
Exactly. If people aren't playing it for free, what do you think is going to happen when the game comes out and they have to pay for it? And they're like, "Fuck this! I'd rather play Overwatch for free or Valorant for free." I just
absolutely.
That's insane.
There's already player bases there, and this is like any other platform. People always tell me like, well, why are you on YouTube when YouTube's woke? It's like, well, I could go over and just like talk into like Odyssey or whatever, and I do re-upload my videos there. But if I only went there, like people wouldn't discover me because the people are here, and you need that for games like this to exist that are multiplayer co-ops. Otherwise, you need to develop a single player game that people can actually play. I mean, which I want companies to do anyway. I think these multiplayer only games are lazy.
I got a little conspiracy really quick, kind of like breaking news. I can't see the numbers on the charts anymore. According to SteamDB, it's saying that the access token was removed for this particular game.
Okay.
Does that mean that the developers took away the ability for them to get charted numbers on this?
Potentially, yes.
This is what I see here right now. I'm trying to see the numbers, and it says it's missing the access token. That there's no.
I think the very obvious explanation is just no one's playing it right now. But
I mean,
checks out.
Yeah.
Take a look at this link I sent in the private chat. If this is showing, it says about an hour ago there were 1,152 people playing it about an hour ago. That's the beta.
That's what somebody said in the chat. So I was like, all right, let me go see what it's at now, and I can't see anything.
I mean, I'm
let me
taking
show
mine
the
for Steam
screenshot.
charts. So.
Yeah. Let me show this.
Yeah, so that's Steam charts. Interestingly enough, so to give a comparison just how abysmal this is, and Atreus, I know you might get triggered. It's okay, buddy. So last Epoch has 18,048 people playing an hour ago compared to this motherfucking shit.
Are you sponsored by them?
Atreus, that's kind of relevant.
I warned you, Atreus. I did warn you beforehand.
That's kind of relevant. It's okay, Atreus.
Numbers always matter.
And also,
not even about it being relevant anymore.
It is relevant.
I've never hated a game so much that I don't know anything about.
Hey, guess what, Atreus? The game released a huge update patch, and it's got a fucking surge. The fact that an update patch for a game that came out almost a year ago has considerably higher numbers in every single fucking metric compared to this game is just insane.
Can I
don't give a fuck. It's a good game. Just saying.
There's an argument to be said that
motherfucker.
people who've played the game and liked it, when there's more content, will go back, and there's more likely look at FF14 or something like that, for example. But that doesn't take away from the fact that the numbers always matter, whether you're reviewing a TV show, where like we were with Doctor Who, the ratings were absolutely in the toilet. It didn't matter. All the excuses under the sun couldn't fucking take away from the fact that nobody was fucking watching the damn thing. And that is the legacy of that series, and that will be the legacy of this game. 2000.
100%.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy.
Can I double up on what Leon said? So
sure.
This particular, like this number, this is not even remotely impressive. I need people to understand something. You know, this is one of those examples of, I feel like you don't actually understand maybe the business strategy that I don't think they understand the business strategy behind games like this, because their entire competition is free to play, right? And I don't remember if it was during Hypnocast or if it was I think it was during Hypnocast. Somebody said free to play games are trash. Yeah, somebody said that, and they commented that on my YouTube channel. Somebody said free to play games are trash, and that's why they're playing Concord. And I was like, but at least with free to play games, you can find out if they're trash without investing a single dollar.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't actually have to pay any money to find out that it's garbage. Whereas they're asking you for $40 to join a very exclusive club of basically nobody. And keep in mind too, what Leon said about the Steam numbers. These numbers, they're going to try to cope and seethe all they want about how these numbers don't matter. But I'm telling you right now, the Steam numbers absolutely matter. And there's a recent game in history that proves that. And that's Helldivers 2. Right? Yep. Helldivers was semi-successful on PlayStation, but was nowhere near the success it was until it reached Steam shores. Once it reached the shores of PC players took that exponentially, like it through and through. It was not even close. And then you got to understand too, PC players were so important to that game that Sony bent the knee to them, right? They bent the knee to them because they didn't want to risk losing a massive amount of players, even though they kind of already did, just because
I
of
was,
the
I
honeymoon
was about to
phase.
say they already did anyway.
Well, that's the normal progression of a live service game. It's the honeymoon phase. Once the honeymoon phase is over, and people eventually get bored after a few months, that's just what happens, right?